talking about hydrostatic pressure, the one thing you have to understand and keep in mind as whether you're engineering it or building it, is that it's the pressure increases the further we go down into the earth. So any cracks in the block, anywhere where we've got mortar joints, head joints, or bed joints that potentially don't have enough mortar in them, it's our job to apply this liquid waterproofing over the top and potentially encapsulate this whole system so that no water can get through any cracks, any pits in the block, through capillary action, and overall protect that system. That's our goal here. So when we're doing basement waterproofing or any sort of waterproofing, really, we've got one chance to do it right when we're talking about a new build. It gets really costly, especially when we're down below grade like this. If we make a mistake, it could cost us 10 to 20 times the cost of the original cost to waterproof it correctly the first time. And where I'm standing up above here ultimately is going to be a slab on grade. This will all get backfilled against this retaining wall. And so where I'm standing is going to be ultimately all dirt with a concrete slab on grade and a first floor above it. So as we walk through this basement level, again, you're looking at a 12-inch block masonry retaining wall that is solid grouted from the foundation, from the top of the footing, all the way up to top of wall. At the top of the wall there, that's where our turn down from our slab on grade will eventually tie into this masonry wall. What's important here to understand is not only the water that's leaching out of this rock that you can see here, but also not knowing where the water table is below and what potentially can happen during heavy rains. That water's gotta have a place to escape, whether it's down what we typically call a wash here in Arizona, which is just a drainage area. So when we talk about basement wall waterproofing, there's basically three principles in waterproofing. We've got to drain down. No different than the outside of a building on a framed wall up above. We've got to create a drainage plane, and we've got to create an air gap that's going to allow that system to not only drain down, but also to dry out. In this case, we're using Polywall's home stretch system along with the Arroyo drain mat that we're going to show you on the wall. That basically is a dimple system that creates this air gap and allows that water to drain down the face of the wall, but also provides protection when we backfill. And we'll explain that more into detail when we start doing the actual application of this Polywall system. And then the last thing is to drain away from the building. It's super important to get that water away from the building as far as possible and as quickly as possible.